Yeah, well, there we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Out of the Blues, Off the Wall Christmas podcast. Let me introduce you to everyone, unless they want to introduce themselves. We have Stephen Banks, we have Mark Sims, we have Rob Woodford, and we have our very special guest, Debbie Julians. Julie Debians. There you go, one or the other. Right, so let's have a bit of a chat. Now, what I don't want to do, I think we all know how many injuries we have, okay? What is more concerning is why do we have so many injuries? It's an interesting fact that I keep bringing up to various people that under Neil Harris, Gary Rowett, and now Alex Neil, we have never had a full squad for them to pick, which is quite shocking. So let me go around the room. I want to ask Rob first of all, because he said something to me the other day when I brought this up, and he said, well, it's the way we play. So, Rob, do you want to start your thoughts on why we've got so many injuries?
I think if you go back to the Rowett era, our style of play was a high press and a low block, and you've got to work hard at that because we're not the most technically gifted team in the league, are we? And we don't have the money that the money bag sponsors have got, so we've got to make up for that by hard work, team ethics. That I think probably you do that at a price. That's my theory. I think just the way we play. I'd rather play the way we do instead of tapping it around at the back like some of the teams in the Championship do. I wouldn't like to watch that every week.
Okay. Next, Stephen.
Yeah, I can go along with that. I think every team's probably got injuries, but as a focus, because we support Millwall, we know more about them than any other team. But I can go along with it's hard work. So I don't see, I'll be perfectly honest, when I see teams we play bring subs on, they're of an equal skill level of the players they take off. And I don't think we've got that strength in depth, to be perfectly honest. I mean, if we took Casper De Noor off, say, we haven't got no one to come on who's as good as him. So I think the strength in depth is a problem.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Oh, we've got somebody else coming in. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the room.
Hello, mate. Hang on a second.
All right, we'll hang in on a second. Debbie, any ideas on why we have so many injuries?
Well, as someone just alluded to, that we're not alone, to be quite honest. I mean, it does go across the other teams as well. We have just got somebody in, haven't we? We've got a Johnny Northeast just come in to help. I think he came on, was brought in last week to help out. Steve Gallion has just come on and just onto the Millwall website and mentioned about bringing him on to help out with that. So hopefully we'll get some improvements.
Okay.
So we're not alone. So
right. Mark, Sims?
Yes, thanks. Hello to everybody. Basically, I hear what you're saying about the eye press, but then I don't say that is the reason.
I think I'm back now.
Okay, Mark.
If you look at the eye press, Ivanovic, has he been injured with an hamstring or calf? No. And he presses eye up. Macu can do the job, eye press as well. Has he been injured when he plays on the left-hand side? If he replaces Ballo, I look more into some of the players we have brought on have already had problems of injuries from their last clubs. And I believe that is something to do with it, not all of it. But I think also there's got to be something to do with the pitches, i.e. Calmont Road, where they play or they train, is grass. Okay? When we come and play at home at the Den, we are playing in with grass and some synthetic to make the grass look better and to wear better. There's got to be something in the pitch which is causing some of these injuries. If we were looking at it as hamstrings all the time, you'd say, well, yeah, it's the high press. It's not that. It's calves. It's hips. It's all a different scenario of injuries. They're not just hamstrings, because that's what you would get with pressurizing, running at speed all the time from a standing still position to press people. So I am a little bit against that. I think it has something to do with our pitch.
Okay, Mark Colfer.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all to do with the way we set up, because the two holding midfielders are expected to join with the attacks and then also be back when we lose the ball. So they're constantly running at speed. There's constant change of directions, and it can't be a coincidence that 90% of the injuries are midfielders, particularly the two that tend to be playing the defensive role, if you like.
So what you're saying is what we are asking our midfielders to play is a box-to-box midfielder, which is lovely in an ideal world. I would question with Rob. I'd say, Rob, you say that we haven't got as much talent as we might have. I think under Joe Edwards, we certainly didn't have the players that could play the system he was asking them to play, which was to play out from the back. And as we all know, that ended up disastrously. But I think we have got some talented players. I mean, I think Tristan Kramer is very talented. I think obviously Casper Denore is quite talented. Young Tierna Ballo is a very tricky little luxury player, if you like, but we're using him to good effect. And I also think that Femi Aziz is a very good player as well. Okay, so we're basically, I think everybody's more or less saying it's the way that we are playing that is causing all our injuries. Now, surely somebody has got to come and have a look and say, well, you know, this is we're buying these players and being asked to play a certain way, and they're getting injured 5 minutes after they step onto the pitch. So, yeah, perhaps it's the pitch, but whatever it is, but, you know.
Mike, can I just come at him? Sorry. I think part of the problem is the players are coming back and they're not fully recovered from their knocks.
Right.
I mean, Billy Mitchell's supposed to be coming back Saturday. Now, do you play him for the first hour and take him off? Or do you bring him on later on? Because he can't be, I don't think he'd be 100% over the injury.
No,
And you might have that little bit of doubt in your mind. Is it going to reoccur?
I don't think he'll play him, because he's already said that if one of his many interviews this week, he said, if I bring him back too quick, he'll break down within 2 games.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah. I can't see him starting him.
So does he bring him on the bench? 30?
Yeah, I think he'll get 15 minutes if he's lucky. To be honest. The other thing that you brought up, Mark, was that we're buying in players who are already injured, which is a very strange thing to do. I mean, I think surely nobody can doubt his quality, but he was injured, half injured when he came. Mr. Lovelace was injured for a long, long time. He played, 20 minutes or so, half an hour? And now he's injured again. Then he's injured again.
Where's Joe Baker?
Groin injury.
He went on the pre-season.
He's got a groin injury, apparently.
Well, I was quite excited to hear of him, because somebody, I can't remember who it was, but one of our coaches who'd worked with him before, and said he's one of the fastest players I've ever seen in my life.
It's
So I
our
was looking.
ex-player Tony Craig that
Yeah.
said he was when he had him at Brighton, apparently.
Yeah, that's right. But apparently he's supposed to be really, really fast, really talented, and we haven't seen him. So who knows? But it is a worry.
I think I did read somewhere this week that he is actually. I think he's now back in training. He's probably not. He may not be ready yet, but I think he's back in training. So we may not have to wait too long. The rate we're getting injuries.
Well, somebody said it. I think it was you, Steve. Who said before we went on, the best thing that could happen. I've just looked at the weather, by the way. And Lancashire is due to get a deluge. And the best thing that can happen is the Blackburn game getting cancelled because their pitch is unfit again. Because it'll give us a few more days to get some more people fitter than they are at the moment. But I mean, it's a bit desperate when you've got to rely on that, isn't it? And I don't think other clubs actually appreciate how threadbare our squad is. So it's quite a surprise that we're in fourth place with a minus goal difference.
-4,
yeah. I mean, I think basically we're doing miracles.
But the
Absolute
next
miracles.
one on a minus figure is West Brom in 16th.
Yeah, so
Right,
basically
okay.
we're in a false position, aren't we, really? We've got to manage our expectations a bit, haven't we, this season?
The start of the season, Rob, we've had this conversation. You said we're in a season of consolidation. We're building, and maybe next year we'll be ready to push for the playoffs and God knows what else. I said I think if we got a full squad, we could do some damage at the top of the table, and of course, after week 2, we've never had a full squad. So I think we are.
Just like to say, I did say playoffs.
I think if we made the playoffs, it would be a minor miracle, frankly.
I'll be perfectly honest. This is the I look, in my opinion. If we are top 8, top 10 even, come January, cut the players back, 2 or 3 players in, we are in with a shout. We're in with a good shout for the playoffs.
Okay.
If we can stay in that top 8, top 10, maybe, we're in there. Because the playoffs, we're going to hit the top. We're going to catch Coventry.
No one's going to catch Coventry.
Honestly, I think you've got to look at the bigger picture. There are only 6 points separating third place from, 18th? 16th, right? 6 points is nothing. And in the next fortnight, we've got 5 games. They're coming thick and fast now.
Yeah, we've got Bristol City, we've got Ipswich.
Bristol City, Southampton and Swansea before the cup game.
I personally think the Christmas period is crucial, but I think it's crucial at any season anyway. Debbie, you were going to say something.
No, I just said never say never. You just have some year of little faith.
That's the James Bond movie, wasn't it? Never say never again.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got injuries. Realistically, how are we going to do over this Christmas period? Anyone?
I think. Sorry if you want me. I think we'd at least get a win and a draw. I still think, to be honest with you, I know Doughty stepped in, and obviously I know Negley played in the 2 defending midfield roles. But I do think we have to. Kramer is an athlete. He's up and down that pitch on that right back position. I think we need to put Danny Mack back there, so there's more. When we play at Blackburn as well, to have a bit more of a defensive mind rather than this pushing up. Okay, when we're at the Den, it's different. I think Kramer should play in that defending midfielder role with Doughty, because they're both well, Kramer seems to be able to play everywhere. He's centre back. He first started off at Brentford as a centre forward. He's played in midfield. I think you need to have someone who's got that now how to get behind the ball as well. So we don't because we seem to let teams come through the middle too easy. We've got to start tightening that up again. When we had Denori there, and when we had Makasako, and also when we had Billy Mitchell, those guys were all doing a good job. We've got to start thinking when we're away, we want to go there and come away with at least a point.
Keep talking, guys. Somebody's at my door. Keep talking.
I'm going to empty chair us for Amazon.
Yeah.
I bet it ain't every.
Mark, it's interesting what you're saying. Well, what about going back to playing 3 at the back?
I think again, I quite like that. I like that style when we started playing at the 3. But long as the guys who are the wing backs actually know what they're doing, i.e., don't get too caught up too far up the field, because as soon as you leave them channels open, they will cause overloads down them channels. They can see they'll start pushing the balls into those wide areas, and that's what worries me. The 3 in the middle, we haven't got a problem. Taylor can do their Cooper and Kramer. I think we just need to tighten up. Those 3 guys need to be defending the 18-yard box. We don't need them out here. We need them defending in the middle, not letting anyone come through.
Yeah, I mean, I think we made it a different approach, because even after the weekend, Alex Neil said himself that we committed too many men forward.
Yeah.
No, I don't know whether that's the manager or the players just doing it off their own, but we were hit twice very quickly on the break and lost 2 goals. Is that the players not knowing what they're doing, what the jobs are, or?
But those first 2 goals.
Through us, if we'd have had Billy and Casper playing, they wouldn't have cut through us so easy, would they?
But those first 2 goals, the balls into the box, were the ideal ball you should give Ivanovic.
Yeah.
He would be there and he would put them away. But we don't put balls into the box that suit him. Kramer, I think, is the best crosser of the ball we've got there. He puts a lovely ball in the box and he's got pace, everything. But that's the sort of thing we should be putting in the box for Ivanovic.
Let me just say something about Christian Kramer. When he first came to us, he was played as an attacking wing back. And we all stood there and watched him and went, bloody hell, he is absolutely fantastic. He's brilliant. Yeah. And people kept saying, but he's actually a centre-back. And as soon as Alex got the chance, he put him in at centre-back, and he was good. But he wasn't as good as when he plays at wing-back. He can destroy teams, and he does quite frequently. So anybody else? No one. You're all telling me about players that are playing well, but no one's saying what you think we're going to do at Christmas, over the Christmas period. I'm looking for how many points do you think we're going to get, and what would be a good result?
I think 4 points. I think we'll beat Ipswich and draw.
I think we beat Swansea.
Everybody else beats Swansea. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in that bunch of games, though, we've got Ipswich, we've got Southampton, and I think that's the first game in the new year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
but the one I'm looking forward to is Bristol City.
I don't think there's any easy games there. I mean, if we could get, I'd be over the moon if we could manage to get 2 wins. I'm not sure we can with all the injuries we've got.
I'm just going to bring Debbie in here because she said to me something the other day. She said, normally I don't jump up and down and run during games. But
Yeah.
Debbie, just tell me what happened with your reaction to Mr. Ward, Mr. Gavin Ward.
Oh.
Tell me what you told me the other day.
What did I say?
I think you said you jumped up and the vitriol coming out of your mouth was people were looking at who knew you and were sitting around you were going, oh my God.
Sounds like you gave him a character assessment. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think it was more like a character assassination.
Yeah, quite right. Yes.
You told him to see you next Tuesday. Yeah?
I did have to apologise to the people. You know, he gave sport a bad name. Take Millwall aside, take everything aside. It was appalling. It was appalling. And one thing I don't ever do is you stay for the players, you stay, and it's always you stay there. My dad was on the pitch, and you stay there for the players. But I couldn't watch I was there obviously at the Den the other day, and I couldn't watch purely because of his refereeing. And it's there. And if the FA they were watching. They watch every game, and you gave sport a bad name. You gave football a bad name, and it wasn't good. It's appalling.
I'll give you my take on Gavin Ward. When somebody we all know, Lord Attenborough, Kev Allen, he couldn't make the game because he's been quite ill recently, but he texted me just as the game was starting. He says, "Have you seen who the referee is?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Gavin Ward." I just went, "Oh, God." And I turned around to Chrissy, my partner, I said, she said, "Is he bad?" I said, "He'll send one of our players off. He always does," which is obviously not true. He doesn't always do it, but he certainly books a few. And then I went and looked at rules. Now, there is nowhere in the rules, let's just emphasise this, if you pull a player's shirt, foul. If you put your arms around the player, foul. If you nudge a player off the ball, which is not a fair nudge, it's just a push or whatever, it's a foul. If you trip a player up, it's a foul. These are all in the rules, right? Nowhere in the rules does it say, and we often hear commentators saying it, or there's not enough in there. There is nowhere in the rules that specifies that a foul has to achieve a certain degree of severity for it to be given. Therefore, every time we see somebody putting their arms around a player at a corner, that's a foul, and it should be given. And that includes Jake Cooper, because I know he does it as well. If you nudge a player with your elbow, and it's deliberate, and some of them are, but if you're pulling a player's shirt, it's a foul. It doesn't matter if it's severe or not. It is a foul. And until the FA starts to sort these referees out and say to them, "Look, I'm sorry, but you are letting offences go," all right, we might get a referee who blows up every 2 minutes, but that's not the point. The point is that if it's a foul, it should be given. Simple as that. And if it was, we'd be a lot better off than we were under Mr. Ward and several other referees that we've had this season as well. So there you go. I've just made that point. There is no degree of severity in the rules. It is just black and white. If you do that, it's a foul. Okay?
No, I agree.
Yeah, but I think that message got through to the Premiership refs and the players, because there's far less holding in the box in the Premiership than there is in the Championship. If you watch enough of it, all right, you get a bit of blocking off and whatever, but there isn't as much pulling. You certainly don't get people pulling shirts off, and if they do, it's given as a penalty.
Yeah, but Mark, Saturday was an exception, mate. When it wasn't just incompetence. The guy was cheating.
Yeah,
simple as that.
It was.
We could all see that. But he didn't do it very well, did he? To be honest.
No. Out of all my years, and I've been going to football matches, well, ever since I was born, it was the worst I've ever seen of officials in a game. That was the worst I've ever seen.
It arguably was, and I think I did a match report, and I know Rob doesn't like my match reports because I sit in block 10.
Absolutely great. It's just that you don't get a good view from block 10.
Anyway, I think it was a season and a half ago we had Gavin Ward, and I said this has got to be the worst referee we've ever seen down the Den, and I will still hold to that rule. And the funny thing is, they have an assessor sitting in the main stand. I know that for a fact because there was a Premier League referee who got pushed over by Paolo Di Canio. Do you remember the one where he went over?
I remember it, yeah.
Well, he used to be the
Dermot Gallagher.
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't Dermot Gallagher. I know his name when you say it. But he went over like like this. He used to be the centre manager in the local shopping centre. So we used to have quite a chat. And he said, we get assessed every game. And at half time, the assessor comes down and has a word. Well, I can't believe any fair-minded assessor can have gone and said to Gavin Ward, well done, mate, you're doing a great job there.
You don't think assessors aren't in this together with the referees? They're going to back each other up, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Surely behind closed doors, they've got to say this that was not on. That was not on.
I mean, when you've got 90% of the crowd howling for your head, there's got to be something wrong, and they must realise that.
Do you not
he probably
think?
Enjoys it.
Do you not think when 90% of the crowd are howling for his head, he might think, "Sod you, I'm in charge here."
Yeah, well, I'm sure you do get well, I know you do. You get referees like there's several different categories of referees. Some just want to go on and let the game flow. I know for a fact there is a referee who turned around to me and said, he said, if I haven't booked 3 players during a match, I've done a bad job, which I think is a totally wrong attitude.
Yeah.
And others just want to. We used to have one referee in the league that I participated in, and he used to point at a player like that, and he used to go, "Come here," and it doesn't matter if he was 30 yards away. He used to just come here, and he, and that's wrong.
Take Millwall out of it. Take
exactly.
Millwall out of it. Just take it as a sport and football. It was bad for a sport. It was bad for football. It was a bad day for sport.
Yeah,
do you know what I know? In my opinion, what the worst thing is about the worst thing that is bad for football? FIFA. It's a simple game, and they keep tweaking the rules, and they just mess it. And there's an old saying that says, "If it ain't broken, don't fix it." And they keep tweaking it and messing it about. I mean, look at their behaviour recently with the World Cup tickets. Absolutely outrageous. So you've got to pay $2,000 to go and see an England match in America, and now they've done a U-turn, and they've dropped that they're going to make. I think it's 6% of tickets, and they're going to be $45 or 45 quid or something, which is ridiculous. 6%. Oh, come on. Anyway, there you go. That's a different matter. So,
I'm just talking. Sorry about just before we move off for the referees. I just say, all I wanted to say about it was, if you look at in particular, Ward was the worst referee we've had down there at the moment. But some of the officials we have had have been pretty poor. But what I don't like as well, I sit there when we're watching the Southampton game, and basically you can watch Jake Cooper, Taylor, whoever, all going up for corners, all being manhandled, wrestled, pulled to the ground. Nothing gets done. And all of a sudden, the referee gives a penalty because Adam Armstrong, who's the smallest man on the pitch, gets fouled. And you think, hold on here. But, don't you see, there's no consistency. And the other thing is, when they brought out that silly rule of the 8 seconds for the goalkeeper to get rid of it, the only 2 keepers I've seen who have been penalised this year, funny enough, is Kakombi, our goalkeeper, and Martinez. They're the only 2. And if you count how long these keepers take to get rid of the ball, it's always longer than 8 seconds.
Mark.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kakombi. The goalkeeper.
Shall we just agree to call him Krogan?
Crocombe. Crocombe. Right, but
I mean, I've heard some weird pronunciations. There was we
Mark,
played
I
in
can
all.
never pronounce things. Don't worry.
We had some Northern commentators.
Crocombe got penalised.
Yeah, right. Thank you. There you go. Now, I just want to stop everybody.
Just 1 minute, Mike. Just 1 minute.
No, go on.
Said the man that when he first signed for us.
Oh no, here we go.
He said to me in the car once, what's his name? Iguana or whatever his name is.
I prefer a Guyana. I won't have to struggle with it much longer because he hasn't been playing for a long time. I doubt if we'll see him again, to be honest, but there you go.
Probably not.
Probably not. Now, listen, you can all see that we've got Debbie in here, Debbie Julians, right? And she is, well, he was your dad, wasn't he? Len.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go back.
Lenny the Lion. Now, I never saw him play. I've been reading up about him, and this man scored goals everywhere he went. And so I'm just going to ask Debbie. I know this is a bit of a surprise. I want you to give us a bit of a summary about your dad. Come on. What was he like?
What was he like? Well, he was my dad. So
Of course. We appreciate this is going to be through rose-tinted glasses, but tell us about Len Julians.
Well, it's difficult to say. Well, most probably some of you guys. Who saw him play out of you guys?
I did.
Yep.
Blue and white stripes, blue shirt.
Blue and white stripes.
Yeah.
I did as well.
My grandfather, when he was alive, he was a Millwall supporter.
Right.
And basically, he knew who your father was. And when all the centre forwards would come down, he always compared them with your father. He said, never as good as Len Julians, not as good as Len Julians.
Yeah, he was a benchmark, wasn't
he? Yeah, so my granddad respected him.
I'll tell you what, compare some of the strikers we've had since Teddy Sheringham with Len Julians. And a lot of them don't come up to scratch. So he was scoring. Everywhere he went, he scored goals, didn't he, Debs?
Yeah, he did. He was a prolific goal scorer and a header is what he was very renowned for.
Right.
So you guys can really describe him better than I.
It's like an old-fashioned centre forward, wasn't he?
Yeah, it came from that era, didn't we? When we actually had quite a few decent centre forwards. We had Len, and I think a bit later we had Alfie Wood. And also for a while Hugh Curran as well, I think.
Oh God, yeah, Hugh Curran. God. But Len looked like an insurance salesman. But I think so. If you put him in a three-piece suit and a tie, he'd have, expected him to sell you something. But there you go, bit of life insurance.
I couldn't imagine that. Well, actually, I got the book here. So that Chris Bethel did. That was the book with the 59 on the spin, wasn't it? So that was the 59 unbeaten games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he played in that.
So that was the era, and so they had so he was one of the main goal scorer in that. So at the old Den, obviously, and so he was. I think one fan said that he sort of kicked the ball, which was the leather balls in those days, so hard that he broke the ball, and so his determination was just. I mean, Stan Goodwin said last week when we were all up in the cafe, and he's just said that he could walk on water, and that's, everyone was sort of said, and one of the fans came up to me and said, "What was it like growing up with him being your dad?" And sort of said he was one of the most loved players. So he started in '64 with at Millwall, and we left for America in '67, and so he came down with Billy Gray from Nottingham Forest, and then sort of. Yes, so he was much loved, but most of all, he loved Millwall.
And during that time, we had 2 consecutive promotions.
Yeah.
We promoted from the 4th to the 3rd, from the 3rd to the 4th, during that 59 home game without defeat.
Yeah.
Did he regret going to America?
Did he regret going?
Well, I mean, he would have left Millwall to
Yeah.
go to America, presumably because the chairman at the time, Mickey Purser, refused to give him a pay rise or something like that, or somebody told him that he was finished. So presumably he went to America. He must have sort of said, you know what, I really don't want to go. I love Millwall so much, whatever.
Millwall was always, Millwall never left him. He was that, well, Daddy, well, that Millwall was in his heart. So let's put it this way: he wanted his ashes on the old den,
Right.
and Millwall was in there. That's
Okay.
so that's where he wanted his ashes, and on his stone we've got Lionheart, and everything was Millwall.
Lovely.
I don't think Mickey Purser could afford to pay him any more, because every Saturday he got his windows smashed in down the Old Kent Road.
Oh, no. Well, my first game was 1969, and it was against Villa, and my dad was a Villa supporter. He said, come and see the world's greatest team, meaning Villa. And Villa beat us, I think it was 3-0. And a guy called Andy Lockhead, who had a bone, a dome for a head. He scored a couple of goals down there, and all the fans turned on Mickey Purser's director's box window, beer bottles straight through it, and then went down the Old Kent Road and smashed his showroom up as well. So just for good measure. But
but that was win, lose or draw, Mike. They got smashed.
Oh yeah, I know, because he was a cowboy, wasn't he? Let's be honest. That's where the phrase comes from. Would you buy a second-hand car from this man? Once they found out you were from South London, you know. But there you go.
He was at, you know, he'd been before at Nottingham Forest. He'd been at Arsenal. You know, he was coming to the end of his career, to be quite honest. So the move to America, we went to Detroit Cougars, and a lot of the team, Brian Snowden, Reg DeWhite, and Barry Rowan came with us, and so it was time to move, and it was the right time to go, and his heart was always with Millwall. And I mean, most of all, he loved his heart was always with the supporters. And
of course,
because he's as I'm walking down, all the time, they still remember him so well. So, and he was a
true legend.
Yeah, and you got that now. So
I was just going to say, he was just inducted via yourself into the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, yeah.
That must have been a nice moment.
It was one of the proudest moments of my life, I think. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Very special. He was looking down. That's a 3-2, wasn't it? That, I think he was urging him in. Those goals were going in.
I'll tell you what. Debbie asked me, she said, why have you invited me on here? Guys, that's why. So she could talk about her dad. And we could all try and remember. And those of us who saw him, I didn't, but there you go. I have seen film footage of him. But
yeah,
it's grainy black and white, but you know.
It's very surreal. I mean, as a child, I was like, 7, and it was like, what are you doing to my dad? He was sort of crowd surfing him and sort of pulling his shirt.
Brilliant.
Like, what the hell are you doing with him? But he came. Said it was amazing that they didn't kill him and suffocate him at the time. So
Fantastic.
but he loved
Right.
it. He loved it. So thank
Right,
you.
there we go. Julians, yeah. And often when people are talking about legends on the social media, Julian's name pops up and people go, "Who?" And they shouldn't, because they should remember him, and they should also honour the history of Millwall Football Club, which brings us nicely on to Mr. Rob Woodford and the next Millwall History and Heritage Tour.
Mm.
Oh, the next one's sold out, isn't it?
The next one is sold out, but we have added
we
one.
are going with a back-to-back on the 29th. We've got another one.
Yeah, on the Sunday. So if people wish to get involved in that and come along with us and learn about the history of the club, it's on Sunday the 29th of March, and you can get tickets from eventbrite.co.uk, and tickets are selling. So, and we've got a special guest. Actually, we've got a very special guest on the Saturday, and we'll have another special guest on the Sunday. And I believe, Debbie, you might even be turning up.
Yes, I am. I'm coming.
Oh, good girl. Brilliant. There are a few people I'd love to get on the tour who as yet haven't come on it, but, I'll keep working at them. Yeah,
Anyone in this room?
Who's been on it? Here. Steve, you've been on it, haven't you?
No, I haven't, no.
Why not? Do I got to buy Christmas presents for everyone who's not been on it yet? Oh my God!
No, I haven't done it. I will do it, and I would love to do it, but I will. But it's just at the moment I can't do it. So
the problem with
wait for the weather to turn.
Oh, fair weather supporter. March it'll be all right.
I've done the stadium tour.
Yeah, but unfortunately they've changed the stadium tour, and I was going to come bring this on. Unfortunately, they've done lots of fantastic work, right, under the directorship of Mark Fairbrother. I don't know if any of you have seen the lounges that they've refurbished, but they are absolutely fantastic. And Mark said to me, "Oh God, we spent such a lot of money on these. I hope it's justified." Well, I think justification came a couple of weeks after he said that to me, because the lounges are now sold out till the end of the season. So very difficult to get in, but they are absolutely amazing. The problem is that when they used to do the stadium tour, they used to end it in front of a little cupboard, an alcove with a glass case across it, which had all the history stuff. So they had Harry Cripps' shirt, they had the East End Senior Cup, and other bits and pieces, the ball from somewhere or other. And that's gone, unfortunately, because they've had to use the space. But I do know that the club are trying to expand. I think it's Harry's Bar, and they're going to include in that a space which is where the new museum will be. And hopefully it will be open to all supporters on a match day so that people can go in there. Now, one of the beauties of the Millwall History and Heritage Tour up on the Isle of Dogs is that if you go on the stadium tour and you see all those artefacts, which are great, once you go on the History and Heritage Tour, suddenly it all fits together, So they're talking about, used to do a brief spiel about, Millwall came from the Isle of Dogs, they did this, they did that. But then when you come on the History and Heritage Tour, it all fits in together because we actually show you where these places were. So that's quite exciting. And also, one of the things we've introduced is that we give you the chance on Millwall's first ever ground, or at least where the ground was, to stand with a blue plaque which says Millwall Athletic or Millwall Rovers first played here in 1885, and that's a little gimmick that we came up with, which is very popular, and people have their photos done with it and all the rest of it. So yeah, if you get a chance, guys, come on the tour, because you, well, like I always say, you're not a Millwall fan until you've walked the walk. That's our nickname for the tour.
It's always on an international break as well, so you're not missing any games.
Mind you, I haven't seen England play the last couple of times. I'm not that bothered if I do miss them, to be honest, but there you are. Right, so we move on. So Christmas, we still haven't really got. The only answers I think we got were if we got 4 points out of the Christmas period, we'll be doing quite well. Personally, I think the benchmark should be 6. That would be nice.
I'm going 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 for me as well. I think that would keep us. May not keep us where we are, but it will keep us roundabout, which is what we need to do until we get players back.
So I said at the start, 8th or 10th, come January, we go again.
I think that would be absolutely amazing to be sitting on the shoulder of some of these huge teams who've got huge amounts of money to spend. I think we also all agree that we do need a couple of loans in the January window. And I know what somebody's going to say. One of you's going to say it, but we need a striker. Yeah, so does everybody else. But, I mean, strikers cost lots of money if they're any good.
Yeah, but I think we missed the boat. When Nisbet went, all right, he weren't playing for us, and he weren't that good for us. But it left us depleted of that position. I thought we should have gone into one, because that Arabi was meant to be coming, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he backed out.
This time
and I think we missed the boat a bit there. Because Coburn's injury prone. Langstaff ain't it in the heights at the moment.
Yeah.
And you've got Ivanovic, who's only a young kid. He's playing every week.
Yeah.
And I think we missed the boat not getting someone in then.
I think the problem with Langstaff is he's actually doing a lot of good work. He's laying balls on. He links up quite well. He's certainly energetic and enthusiastic. However, that's not what he's there for. He's a striker, therefore he should be striking. And that is the problem that everyone has with him. But I think he's a good part of the team.
Grafter. He's a grafter.
Yeah,
he's playing out of his position.
And as for Ivanovic, well, I mean, you can tell when the ball goes up to him, quite often he'll flick it on for his partner who isn't there. And that's the problem, playing one up front. Very difficult, even for the top strikers.
He's not a centre forward, though, Mike, is he? He's
more of
an inside forward.
Yeah. But he needs somebody next to him to play off him and to feed him and all the rest of it, because he's just not getting the service.
But don't you think, just on that question, or what you're talking about now, you read things what Alex Neil pushes around, and he says Maku is the best scorer in training. Well, hold on then. Well, if you need someone to possibly work off of Ivanovic or someone like that, push a Maku through the middle.
Play him up top with him, yeah.
You've got to try him. You've got to try. At the moment, we've got to just try these things. Okay, it may not work, but all the time you leave him out on the wing, sometimes that don't work.
Yeah, he's got the pace to get onto some of these flick-ons.
Yeah.
I think Idemo Amaku is an incredibly talented player that we're really lucky to have.
Yeah.
And what he's needed, to be honest, was what happened last week. Yeah. He scored that goal because it was sublime, frankly. Yeah. He definitely needed that goal to almost emphasise what a good player he is. I mean, he causes damage every time he comes on the pitch.
Yeah,
and the same with Ballo to a certain extent, although he's still learning the Millwall way, if that's what you want to call it. But he could add a goal or two as well.
Yeah. Thing is with Maku, it's his final ball, isn't it?
Yeah, his final ball.
Yeah.
The final ball. That's why I'd like to see his final ball go in the back of the net. That's what I want to see. Give him a chance. Get him in between those goalposts. You know, let's try and pull that defence out a bit and then just play a ball over the top for him to run onto. Because he will beat people for speed. And he's come on. This year he's developed so well because he's defending is first class now.
He's still very young.
And he's still young. But his defending was always a little bit iffy for me. But now his defending is spot on.
Well, I think if you're talking about players who've developed, we've got to talk about the player that Millwall purchased in advance for 400,000.
Yes.
Got him early, put him in midfield, looked like a schoolboy had been let out on the pitch.
Yep.
Then he got injured. He's come back, and gee, wow, he's a big unit. And we're talking about, of course, Danny Kelly.
Yeah.
And he's begun to play himself into a starting spot almost every game. He looks really, really useful, and I like him a lot.
Yeah,
but he's injured.
I thought
he's injured again. Yeah, everybody's injured.
Yeah. No, I think what I like about him and what I like about the midfield, I don't like it again when Denori and Mitchell play together because they're both right-footed. Dan Kelly gives you that balance because he's left-footed. He's more like Saville used to be with the left foot. He can play on that in that left-hand side of midfield defensive player. And it works better than having the two right-footed players, in my mind. And I think Dan Kelly, definitely, when he played against Southampton, he didn't look out of place. He looked good.
Absolutely not. I think people were actually a bit gobsmacked. So, hold on. And when he first came back off injury, I think people looked at, who's that?
Yeah.
It's Dan Kelly, blimey. He's grown a bit, isn't he? And all of a sudden, he's this muscle-bound...
Well, I think he was our best player at Ashton Gate, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was. Yeah, that
someone who's not looked at a place is Caleb Taylor.
Yeah.
He's played himself in, I think.
Yeah.
And he's starting to step out as well now and bring the full ball through midfield.
And look at that goal he got against Southampton. Wow.
Yeah.
I think you said it all. You know, look at that goal. Wow. I mean, when was the last time we had a goal scored like that? Cross, right. That was, and I've watched that about 15 to 20 times, and every time it looks brilliant.
Yeah, and it was two fantastic goals in that game.
I mean, I can see people like, if you get Caleb Taylor coming up and scoring occasionally, more occasionally than Jake. Together with Marker had a few goals. I think Alfie Doughty will add a goal or two in the future. And keep Femi Aziz fit and him scoring as well. I think we're going to be dangerous. I really do.
Yeah.
Rob's laughing again. Here we go.
No, I'm just trying to balance between realism and misguided optimism. That's all I do.
Yeah,
I've been watching my team for over 60 years, so, you know. Exactly.
You're a Millwall fan. Therefore, misguided optimism goes with the territory. Let's be honest. Huh? Right. Is there anybody else who wants to bring anything up? Come on.
Yes. No, I was just going to ask, has anybody heard anything about the Aziz appeal yet? Because I've not seen anything.
Down. It was rejected.
It's been turned down?
Yeah.
I saw it.
I still can't see what he's done, to be honest. I've seen it so many times. The bloke's holding him down.
Well, I saw what he stamped on because it's right in front of me. But what happened before that would cause the frustration. That was what they were trying to do: get the ban reduced because of the circumstances leading up to it.
The trouble is the FA or the league or whoever hears these things would have to sit there and they would have to accept that Gavin Ward wasn't the greatest referee in the world, that he made mistakes during the match, and they're never going to admit that. So if you take that away, they've got no choice but to reject it.
But these people must see the bloke kicking the ball away when he's flagged offside.
That I do not understand. I don't understand that at all.
If he wasn't on a yellow, he'd have got booked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Totally.
And
Yeah, well, he was
how
actually
much time did that keeper waste?
Yeah.
he was expected to get sent off, wasn't he? Because he put his hand up to the referee.
Yeah, and there was another instance. They got a throw in. The bloke's walked about 15 yards up the line. Gavin Ward's waved him back, and he's walked back 15 yards, smiling. I watched it on the telly, and he's smiling at himself because he's wasted more time.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But do you think?
It's
Well, you know, obviously missing Femi, which is going to he's what 6 goals now. He is a big miss. But I would like to see Jack Howland be given more of a chance because that kid, he's a great player, and he needs. He's. I know he's young. I know that, but he's a young man, but with an older head. He's got so much talent with his left foot, and I think he needs a go in that team.
Well, he was on the bench for the last game.
Yeah.
We've got 5 games in a fortnight coming up, so I wouldn't be surprised if he features, even as an impact sub.
I think Alex Neil said that he was quite surprised at how mature he was.
Yeah.
And after he said that, he hasn't had a game since.
No. But then if you looked at him at Crystal Palace, he didn't look like that. He didn't look like that.
I've got to go.
Right, Steve. Cheers, mate.
You got to go.
Has it definitely been rejected? The appeal.
I don't know. I saw it on social media, but you know, you see things on social media. Frankly, I wouldn't trust it.
True, yeah.
No, but it is what it is. If he's out, he's out. We've just got to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think I'd like to see Jack Howland give it a bit of a game. But I can see it from a sort of Alex Neil's point of view. He will say, hold on a minute, we're about to face Southampton, we're about to face Ipswich. Both of these are very experienced teams. Maybe he hasn't got the experience to play against them. They'll be a bit too clever for him. So I think he will come back, but I think he will come back, if you like, in little bits and pieces. He'll get 20 minutes here and Colfer out there. I don't think he'll start a game, and I don't think he'll play 90 minutes, you know, unless he...
According to the Southwark News, the appeal was unsuccessful and he misses the next 3 games.
Right, okay. We'll just have to deal with it, won't we?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, we are now operating on fumes, and until people start coming back in the new year, January, and the new year, then I think we just got to carry on as you do.
You would assume that Ballo and Amarco will start the next game then?
I would assume so, but you never know.
Yeah, the problem is, where do you play those two? Because really, they're both better on the left-hand side, aren't they? Because I think Ballo's played a couple of times on the right, wasn't very good. He never got the ball.
Marky was played on the right, and he was awful.
Yeah. That's why I want to see Howland given a chance. But I understand, you know, Neil. But then Alex Neil, obviously, he knows them. He works with them every day. But I just feel that he didn't look out of place when we played Crystal Palace.
So Jack Howland, I've only seen him a few times. I think pre-season as well, when they played abroad, he looked a good player, but he's more of a midfield player.
Yeah, he's a bit of a midfield. He's a little bit like Billy Mitchell. You know? I mean, when Billy Mitchell came back from injury, he looked absolutely fantastic. Looked a completely different player.
Yeah.
Wow, look at him buzzing around there.
Yeah, and he offers us composure as well, doesn't he?
He does, and his distribution is top notch.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deb?
Actually, he does offer composure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looks a really good player, which is why we miss him so much. So, guys, okay, have we got anything special we're doing for Christmas? Come on, let's hear all your Christmas scandal. What's going on?
Well, it's all about boxing.
Has anybody had any rumours about players? It's getting to that time, isn't it?
Well, I read something about this Man United player who's on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, but he's a left wing back, and I think, We don't need a left wing back.
We've got a few.
Oh, that's Harry Amath, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. So he's a youngster, apparently good, but do we need him? We've got Sturge plays there. Doughty can play there.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
Not just about adding to the squad, is it? Really, is it having somebody that can go straight into the first team, team ready at championship level? That's what we need, but it costs money.
Yeah,
which is probably why we're going to get them on loan rather than buy them.
Definitely,
because we won't have to shell out all those shekels, as it were. So, come on, Christmas, what are you all doing? You can't be all being bored and watching it. Staying alive. Well, that's a start, isn't it?
Well, you've got the BGs coming round then.
Oh my God! I hope not. They come around here. They get short shrift. I can tell you.
I never liked them.
No, I've never liked them. Not my kind of music at all.
No.
Hang on a minute. I'll ask.
I'm going to be talking.
Nick, what
to
are we
you,
doing at Christmas? What are we doing at Christmas?
What are we doing at Christmas? Come on, Mrs. Banksy.
I've just been told we're staying in.
That's a good idea.
Really? Not watching BBC, all right?
No.
I mean, have you seen the Christmas schedules? EastEnders, all the normal stuff they do. Behave yourself. People don't want that. They want to watch a good film or something. But there you go.
Harry Potter, Great Escape, Zulu.
The Great Escape, Zulu, yes. Got to be done.
One of our old players in there, wait, isn't it Great Escape? Kevin O'Callaghan?
No, it's
that's Escape to Victory.
Oh yes, exactly.
Kevin O'Callaghan.
Escape to Victory, there's another film. Yeah. Somebody's going to say Green Street in a minute. The most unbelievable fantasy film of all time. I mean, I know you guys don't run around with mobs or anything, but there ain't no mob I can ever think of in the history of hooliganism that would accept an American.
Danny Dyer get beaten up.
Oh, yeah, that's worth watching it for that, I suppose. He's very much a one-trick pony. Right, listen, let's wind this up. And I just want to say to everybody who's turned up, and also to everybody who joins in on Out of the Blue, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas and a great New Year. Obviously, it's going to be helped by Millwall doing the business. But whatever you're doing, please have a lovely Christmas, and thank you all for joining in.
Okay, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy Christmas,
everybody.
Yeah.
And you heard it here first. 8th or 10th in January, you watch us go.
Absolutely.
You heard it here first.
And on that bombshell, we'll call it a day.
All right, thank you very much.
Let's get the 3 points at Ewood Park first.
That's it. That'll do us. Just to start with.
There you go.
Everybody